Yeah, listen, this is a really interesting test for ENCE because obviously they did go up against Navi Jr. earlier in the Yala Compass finals. They did not claim the trophy there, nor the lion's share of the prize money. But as we get in to our matchup here on Train, we're going to see Maestro Gaming are going to be on the T side. I don't know if that's how I would want to be staring down the barrel of ENCE, helmed by Glaive, but we are here. Let's see what ENCE have in store for us.
All right, let's check out the buys. A few pieces of utility in the hands of Maestro. We can expect some puggy Counter-Strike, but Drow Ranger is already out, and Kaspersky is ready with these dualies to take down two. There's Glaive with one frag for himself, and it's only Notice remaining. I would assume he already noticed that his teammates are on the floor. 1v4 is the situation for him, and he not even the bomb on his back so he can be a little bit more creative. Now he's been seen, and they can swarm towards him, making a tight circle, a noose. And SDY is going to kick the chair from under him for the first round of ENCE.
Defending from the electrical box. There's something about computers there.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I know. We talked about this before during the break. Liuba, I'm thinking Maestro could end up falling flat real quick, but ENCE can't let their guard down.
The thing is, I expect this best of one to either go to ENCE very, very convincingly, or Maestro coming up with something that breaks ENCE's game plan. Of course, we're not going to get to see that in this round because they only have one Deagle to use, and that Deagle is out of their hands, though Fleeve actually still has it, trying to catch somebody peeking. But now, as they lost 3 already, we can see Glaive hunting with an MP9. Natu with him as well. They want to get some cash as soon as possible. Drow Ranger's a dead man. And Fleeve's going to follow him to the grave.
It definitely bodes well for ENCE. They're locked in. They're obviously here to just clean this up and go into the next round. See if Maestro can be more than just a speed bump along the way.
I've seen Fleeve play. He was in many major qualifications during the time when majors actually had open qualifiers. He was an open quality merchant playing for Balkan Mixes. It was interesting to see a player you know from before. Some might not. 7 kick with his AK. AKs across the board for Maestro, rather. They lost a lot of utility so far, but so did ENCE, and with 70 seconds left on the clock, ENCE are going to have to wonder what the game plan for Maestro is. A good flash. Not going to do much as Drow Ranger takes down 2.
Double kill. Oh, sorry, wrong game. That's actually going to set them up for a really nice spot here. It's 5 rifles. Oh, all right. Well, SDY, he's under some pressure. Under the pump. I think he spotted just the hairline, a 7 kick, but that is a really nice hairline, actually. Nice work. Cleave making things happen, but he's low on ammo. He got to reload. Oh, he fakes it out. He's trying to bait him forward. There's more than one body thrown at him, though, and it's well played, but Potty will trade. Still, great advantage for the teams.
That's what I was saying. A lot of puggy Counter-Strike we can expect from Maestro, as that's what gets them their first round on the board. An interesting trick used by Fleeve to get 1 frag for himself, and that was enough to finish off this round. SDY can only hope to save this M4.
Potty in the interview said chaotic Counter-Strike like Navi Jr. That seems to throw ENCE for a loop. Maestro, I don't think they were necessarily listening to that, but that's their game plan nonetheless. Chaos. Will they thrive in it?
We'll see what they can do now as Kaspersky really wants to go fast. He's been spotted, he's been seen, but damage dealt, and Natu helping. That's going to be a good trade. 2 for 1, not bad for ENCE. A good start of the round. Let's see what Maestro can do now in a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's right. It's not as big of a disadvantage as maybe you'd think, because Train does give you a lot of opportunities to move around. This is not the Train of yore, where you would see dominant CT halves. Now, Glaive might still throw some shades of history at us, holding this push from Notice. It is going to come in. The crouch could be there. The shadow advantage for Glaive. He spots it out. He knows what's coming, and he immediately rails him straight to the face. Fleeve.
Maestro on a mixed buy. Not the buy you would want in this sort of situation where the map could from the beginning start getting away from you as Richie falls. He had an 8K, still 2 remaining on the side of Maestro. Nate Yu is gonna crush them as they try to get close to B. 2 remaining for Maestro.
Yeah, but not really any chance left in the round, I don't think. Naichu's even going to get flashed and gets a dink onto Notice. It's bad to worse. That needed to be a clean kill immediately. Utility wasn't good enough to totally blind him, but he's so low. Oh, he's actually going to refrag onto Potty. That feels like an unforced error. No utility sent off. Wave didn't have any, of course. SDY and Kaspersky still have a little bit on their belts, and of course the A4s are going to be a little bit better at snapping down some of these Ts as soon as they show up. Leave still good health, but only a Galil in his hands. It's an awkward 2-on-3, but I don't think ENCE are likely to drop this. SDY could get timinged here. Doesn't spot anything. This is bad information for both teams.
Absolutely, but SDY is going to get an easy frag onto Flea for a moment.
Good frags all around, and yeah, that 6th sense from Fleeve. It's going to lead to a very fast play out of Team A, and I don't like this from Maestro, and I don't think they like it either, as they are getting gunned down by ENCE members left, right, and center. Glaive blocks him multiple times.
Getting battered by the veteran as Kaspersky is going to find the last guy for the 5th round of ENCE.
Maybe that's a little chant he can be providing to the rest of the team. A little bit of a slogan. Notice, he's been brought down solo already, just trying to get to Olaf. Now he burns. Drow Ranger trying to salvage something here at the top of long. 7 kick. Gonna be dueling with Glaive. An uncharacteristic place for the in-game leader events to be. But as of right now, with awkward demise for Notice, feels like ENCE have this one on lock. Still a rifle round, still dangerous. Maestro need to put the pieces together and fast. They've got barely any utility left.
Yeah, the problem is they got barely any control of the map, as ENCE was quite good with using their utility, not only to find the first frag, but completely ignore any sort of a chance for Maestro to get information. Now they can do it as Drow Ranger finds a frag, but Potty waiting with that off. Missed 2nd shot. Still alive and kicking. SDY, good for 1. Potty just dancing around Red Train as the cavalry is arriving. Fleeve trying to find him, but can he? Will he? Won't he? As Potty is burning, but still clicking heads. Only Drow Ranger remaining, and the op on the side of ENCE does not make a mistake.
No critical mass gained by Maestro. They are down 5 rounds, and we're into round 8 already. Finally, they will abate at Team Mid. They will not continue pushing into that. They've just been cowed and stuffed and destroyed every single time they go there. So, changing up the strategy, but Pody finds 7 kick towards Ivy. That leaves this weird mix buy from Maestro entirely looking towards B.
Oh, but the hero AK is doing work. 2 HP left unnoticed. Nate Yu has to find the frag, and so he does. Now they can't get to the rifle, only Tech 9's remaining. Bomb plant is there, but Nate Yu is also finds 2 more and only 1 remaining. Richie, long range with the Tech 9, can't even have a hope, a dream of finding a frag. Quite well. Look at this aggression. Kaspersky and Nate use so much confidence, and these plays have been doing good work so far for them. This time, not so much, as Drow Ranger, with the little HP he had, he found 2 frags, and now this defense could begin to crumble.
Well, let's see if he can do any better. Yeah, this is a 4-on-3. The last time Drow Ranger won with a 2 frag advantage, right? Maestro took their only round win as soon as they scored 2 frags on their spokesman, according to that interview. 7 kick lurking around outside. Gonna be trying to find out where these defenders still are. Oh, but I think he's gonna miss out on the timing. Odie and SDY rotating over to the B bomb site.
They need to go for a risky play, and so they did, risking it all on the B bomb side, but that is a misplay, a misread. Not something you would expect from Glaive. Of course, they're not going to sit with their hands crossed. They're going to look for information, and so Glaive does. That could make them rotate maybe ahead of time, but the bomb is quite close to the site. If it gets planted without a kill, they can consider a retake it as the White takes down Ranger. Now, this gives them a chance. That HE grenade isn't going to find anything, but Fleeve taken down to 13 HP. Now timing is all. Glaive just breaks the smoke, but through it, he doesn't find anything except Notice, who takes his head in the head of SDY. Party, not today. That op is not going to do a lot of work because he did manage to find one kill. But with the bomb ticked so far, he can't really consider trying to clutch this round out. He was thinking about it. He was contemplating it. Goes back to the op and tries to save it. That's going to be a second round for Maestro.
Despite the T side supposedly being a bit better on train these days, ENCE, they are on the favored side for the map. They know how to play this map. They have put in the work. It's new, but it's not that new compared to the veteran leadership on that team. So perhaps it's to be expected that they come out to a flying lead. At least Maestro has stopped feeding the beasts to these early pushes. Drought Ranger considering a lot of that early B pressure as well, but he will be brought down, lurking a little bit too much. Already a 5-on-4.
It's an important frag for ENCE to start this round out. Round number 10 as SDY wants to use a flash, and a flash was good as 7kick was completely white. Of course, when the flash faded, he was already dead. Fleeve finds Potty. That direct op duel goes into his hands. SDY just playing the edge of the smoke. Fleeve's gonna have to wait. Molotov not gonna do much. A man advantage for ENCE. 50 seconds left. And Notice is just creeping towards that bomb train as he finds where Glaive is, but can't click directly onto the head. +2, ENCE.
Yeah, that was an incumbent kill. The fact that it doesn't come through, Maestro's chances of winning this round are pretty low. They're trying to combine their efforts as best they can. Maybe Richie can swing, distract, but no, Fleeve goes down in team main. It's all down to Richie, perhaps the longest standing member. Counter-Strike in this mix. He comes in, he knows the angles, but can't control the spray.
They did that in the open qualies, but ENCE a completely different beast, even though they are prone to chokes at some point, even though they can be punished. Back on the smaller guns, though, 3 AKs, rather. Not so small, only Draw Ranger doesn't have a rifle. SMG in hand. A heavy lean
Every
for
time I
ENCE.
see a MAC-10 come out on the T side, I'm always thinking they're going to rush someplace, but Maestro, they're taking their sweet time towards B. Maybe this is going to be a little bit confusing for ENCE. Haven't revealed the SMG just yet, haven't opened fire. Now they will. Naichu is the star on this B anchor, but he will be getting the better of by Fleeve. Still, the humongous response. Okay, now we're seeing something a little bit different. Glaive has fallen. It's all onto Fleeve, really. 7kick too far removed from the action. Was holding for a long dog egress.
Not gonna happen. A 7kick didn't get rewarded for his patience. And with that, Galil hoping maybe he can try and isolate a long-range duel, but a Galil not the best weapon for something like that. If he had a bomb on his back, that could have given him a chance. Now, he's gonna get none of it. That smoke, though, could give him a chance to creep towards the side as the line of sight is cut off. He takes down Kaspersky, looking for the second. Op holds him, and Op takes him down. Potty showing his best impressions of Kenny S in a few situations so far on train. Last round of the half.
Oh no, Glaive. Probably getting the better of him on the ladder. This is actually starting to get a little bit more favorable for Maestro. They're looking for their third, and look at that. Only 92 remaining. Doesn't even go for it. Plenty of money for the next buy. Maybe not. Maybe a little bit chancy. Oh, but he's burrowed in. Oh, first kill found.
All right. Oh, for a moment, I thought there was a chance. Round number 3 for Maestro, but they're going to have to do a lot of work on the CT side. We're going to go for a short break, and we'll be back with Train. After the first half, a one-sided affair on Train. Best of one seems to be slipping from the mixed team of Maestro as they'll hope to claw their way towards a comeback. We've already seen one in the last best of one we've casted, so who knows what the future holds for this CT side as ENCE is swarming towards Ivy, already broken through the defense. Drow Ranger takes down 2, and that's gonna help a lot as he continues to frag. Rather, 7kick is the one that gets this kill. Only SDY and Glaive remain.
Oh, it could be just SDY in a moment here. Richie will finish the job onto the in-game leader events, and this looks like a pistol for the mixed team. SDY holds him at arm's length. 1v2 now. Gonna reload the P250. Scarpering off with the bomb towards B. Oh, or is he? Maybe trying to isolate one more duel. Hasn't spotted 7kick yet. No feet there for him to take a look at. Gotta subscribe for that kind of treatment. 7kick. Falling back.
Don't forget, SDY has played on way bigger stages than just an online match, so he knows how to confuse his opponent with 40 seconds on the clock. There's still a lot of Counter-Strike to be played. Is it written in the stars that SDY can actually get this clutch? The answer is no, as 7kick takes his head off.
ENCE always have good game plans, though. Just think about how Glaive's leadership has evolved. Might not be at the same heights as before, of course not, but he's still kicking. He's still got a few more tricks in him.
All right, let's see if there's a trick here, as Kaspersky only has a deagle, and that's the best ENCE has got after losing the pistol round. Richie might get blasted in the face if the timing serves right, but everybody's hitting the deck. Not losing a single guy is the side of Maestro.
Footage of them online. Certainly not on HLTV, even for a statistics look-see. Audi towards T-Main. Already brought so low, but he will clothesline Richie. Ah, he is going to get traded. Still favoring the T's a little bit. Kaspersky, oh, is he going to be caught out here? No. Takes Fleeve down. Shift walk through smoke. Ill-advised. Maestro down a man.
Yeah, now the defense is spread thin. They can't really muster up a good hold of any side, either side rather, as Drow Ranger only has this MP9 to protect the B-bomb side with 3 guys coming close. SDY waiting behind the smoke, but Drow Ranger finds one. There's the other. He's not expecting Glaive, but this is gonna throw a wrench into the game plan of ENCE.
Conversely, Maestro had never lost a round that Drow Ranger went for a 2K on, and it doesn't look like they're going to start here. 2v1, real quick, peek over the smoke to take Glaive down. Kaspersky, you need to be the last bastion. Are you going to be hacked, overwhelmed by the virus that is Maestro? Notice towards the connector. Oh, he hasn't spotted 7kick, though. And there he is, gotten the better of. Notice takes care of that business. Uninstalled by the rootkit.
Only 3 remain for them to tie this game up, and now against pistols again. Should be simpler than the previous round, as SDY is gonna get creeped on this Tech 9. Did do damage, not enough to take down Richie. That's also information for the side of Maestro, though only 1 player seen, but many steps made. So Maestro can rotate adequately.
Certainly. We'll have to see how much pressure ENCE are willing to put on before they execute. If you can call a smoke and 2 flashes and execute, it's going to be more of a pop. Drow Ranger set up for the multi-frag. He's re-smoking. That's really impactful. ENCE are going to have to go through that into the meat grinder. Minute left on the clock. They can try to bide time. Still a lot of utility left on the side of Maestro, but not on this bomb site. Not right now.
Yeah, they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. As you said, a smoke and 2 flashes, not a perfect situation to have, though enough to break open the B defense, at least enough to plant the bomb, and extra money is always useful in that scenario. Molotov falls, but so do the flashes. Smoke actually thrown first. Flashes ready and waiting. Drow Ranger completely blind. He needs to move out of sight. He manages to tag up a few guys, but now he's going to get overwhelmed as Fleeve and Richie get the frags, but so do the 2 guys on the side of ENCE. Fleeve ready with the op, but might need to reposition as to make room for his teammates.
Yeah. Okay, 7kick's fragging out right now. Up to 2K. Glaive, all that stands between Maestro and their 7th. Trouble for the storied in-game leader. Oh, he's dancing with them. He's playing with them. He's keeping them interested. Fleep trying to run him down, but 7kick, he's the man you gotta watch out for. What about the flake from Notice? How has he done this? Ring around the rosy. Gets a frag with the Tech 9. He will. Oh, he's actually brought this down. He's recovered a weapon. Muba, how is this happening?
I have no idea. The experience does the work, and Glaive can actually clutch this out, and he does. Amazing. Brilliant.
There's no way Glaive has any business winning this clutch. What a phenomenal set of plays from him. Fancy footwork. The rest of his team kind of watching on like, what are you doing, boss? What's going on here? Well, how about a nice quick frag? Maybe a triple, 1v3. As of right now, it is a trade. Kaspersky tries to keep ENCE in the game. They have double digits. And look at that, Potty sniping, winning the op duel. Maestro, their economy is in the bin as soon as they lose this round, if they lose this round. 3-on-4, but I think they've got a lot to play for.
That was incredible. I'm still under the impression of what happened in the previous round. I would say that Maestro players are as well that led to maybe them trying to find some quick and easy frags. The 2-for-1 trade went into the hands of ENCE, and it's, again, the main man, Draw Ranger, in a situation where he needs to fight. 7kick through the flames, not gonna find anything. Draw Ranger, not this time, my friend, as Nate Yu snuffs him out. Bomb planted, round over.
Hey, as the timer expires on that timeout, that gives ENCE time to talk over their strategy on the T side. The buy was clearly a discussion point. They've elected to save around this sniper. Fleeve has it all to do.
Yeah, and he knows he can't fire off a shot through the smoke simply because they don't want to show where the op is, but his teammates are falling down one by one as Fleeve is yet to fire off a shot for that big green. We'll see if he actually gets a chance to do so. He sees the shoulder and SDY's dead, but nothing more comes out of that op as Potty takes down Notice as well. Only Draw Ranger remaining, that USP. Not of big use at the moment. Maybe gonna try and reposition and hope to collect a gun at some point. He knows there are two towards Ivy, but there are also ENCE players there. Or just a double dink. Yep, and I'd say Maestro would be kicking themselves as well when they watch the VOD. Kaspersky gets a frag, but Nate Yu falls, and that's a 4-on-4 as Fleeve does one more. Richie left on half HP, but still alive and kicking.
He's a little toasty in there. It's going to be a hot dog soon. 7kick, working around, seeing what he can do from that Ivy position. Top Ivy, of course. Fleeve, he's trying to play around. He does end up trading 7kick, but that's still a pretty big frag for the T's. Man disadvantage maintained. ENCE, Potty, and Glaive. I mean, they've both done magic so far in this best of one. Half HP for Richie, as you called out earlier. Definitely still a factor here. Oh, but as Fleeve falls, things get a lot more awkward now. ENCE hunting for that victory right here and now.
With 50 seconds on the clock, they have enough time to search for that, and Glaive gets Richie as an easy frag, and it's only Draw Ranger remaining, but they knew Richie was in Pop Dog. They don't know where Draw Ranger is exactly. He's going to reposition. And ENCE might be overthinking this at this point. Glaive with the bomb on his back, he's going to want to get to the site as soon as possible. But they have a lot of thinking to do before the bomb is planted.
Yeah, Drow's already wrapped around towards Z. He's had a lot of time to do so. That being said, Potty can cover him. Aiming out towards Pop Dog, can adjust very easily. And here comes the swing. It is not enough.